Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. In 2 Kings chapter 12, we read about the repairs of the temple of the Lord done by Joash, the king of Judah. And apparently the temple had needed some pretty extensive repairs because they had to bring in masons and stonecutters and timber. And they also had to make a pretty sizable collection to pay for the workers that would bring about these repairs. And this shows us that the temple over time would need repair. And this was very important. It wasn't just that the temple was built by Solomon and then would just last forever. The temple over time, of course, would need repairs, especially since it probably was neglected by a lot of the evil kings of Judah that would come about. And so the temple is shown to us here as not only a temple that needed to be builded up, but also one that needed to be repaired. And as we think about that, the church is kind of similar to that as well. In 1 Corinthians chapter 3, we read that the church is a temple of the living God. And that's certainly what we are. And we are a spiritual house that's being built up, as 1 Peter chapter 2 talks about. It says, starting in verse 4, and coming to him as to a living stone, which has been rejected by men, but is choice and precious in the sight of God. You also, as living stones, are being built up as a spiritual house for a holy priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to God through Jesus Christ. And so we are a spiritual house being built up. But as we think about the church, we can also see that the church is also a spiritual house that sometimes needs repair. And really, when we come to the Lord and we become a part of those living stones that make up this spiritual house, we come to him with the recognition that we are broken. And that's why we come to the Lord, because we look back in our past and we recognize the fact that there are some things that are not right. There's things that need to be corrected. There's sins that we have committed that need forgiveness. We need a new way of life. We need a transformation. We need to go through sanctification. And therefore, we come to the Lord as broken people in need of repair. And this is not only something that we need initially, but we need continually throughout our walk. And the temple of the Lord, the house of the Lord as the church, is one that not only needs to be built up, but also needs repair. And so what this teaches us is that each and every one of us has to go through the sanctification process so that we can be repaired by the Lord, so that we can look at the things that are broken within, the things that aren't exactly right, the things that don't align up to God's will perhaps, and that needs to be dealt with by the hand of the Lord. And bring those things to the Lord and allow him to work in our lives in a very special way that will bring healing, that will bring repair, that will align us again to his will, and allow us to become strong once again in the Lord. But it also means that we need to be looking to others who perhaps are broken, to others who perhaps are struggling with sin, other people who might are dealing with hardships and trials and things that they had to deal with in the past, perhaps some type of trauma or something, and get active in their lives and help in the repairs of other people's lives so that God's house can become stronger and can become repaired and become more and more what he wants it to be, and to become more and more a house of glory for him. And so as we think about the repairs done by Joash, we could also reflect on the repairs needed by the church today. As individuals come to the Lord broken, but also perhaps over time become broken because of situations, because of temptation, because of sin, because of relationship issues, whatever the case may be, and that we are continually in need of repair. So the house of the Lord is a house that is under construction, but also a house that's under repair. And we should be actively involved in bringing those repairs about in our own lives and also in the lives of others. So let's be thinking about that today and be reflecting on that, and considering how we might bring about those repairs as we deal with our own brokenness, but also as we look to others who might also need a helping hand in their sanctification process before the Lord. So these are some things we can reflect on and think about as we do our reading today. With that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.